Reese here with Adore Her Beauty, back with another video, and I am officially off my birthday vacay. Your girl is 39 and fine and feeling good, and I'm back with the first time client. She's actually visiting from Arkansas, and so this is her first time visiting me. She says she's a follower on TikTok, YouTube, all the platforms, and so she's coming to support, and I appreciate that so much. As you can see, we're doing a Hirsutism facial wax, and she is a frequent waxer in her hometown, so she goes to someone on the regular, which is why her hair is really thin. It's on the short side. I think she told me it's about 2 weeks worth of regrowth, and so you'll see very soon how thin her hair is. So she said because she frequently waxes that the hair is much more weaker, it's thinner, it's not as coarse as it was in the beginning of her wax journey. Now take a look at the strip. As you can see, they're pretty straight hairs. Like, we don't really see this a lot. We don't really see the straight hairs in particularly women of color, and so her hairs are not straight, they're not coily. You can see that the bulb is attached, and you're gonna see something so amazing throughout this video, so please keep on watching. Now it looked like I pushed sis head to the side, but I promise it was a gentle tap and she just turned her head. Which I do have clients who will come and they will try to help me have easier access, but if you ever on my table, if you're watching this video and you ever come and visit me, you do not have to worry about moving your head left or right unless I instruct you to. Most times I won't. Most times I'm gonna bend my body whatever way needed to get into the spaces that I need to get into. So I do have those ladies, like, with one touch of the cheek or one touch of their jawline, they throwing their head to the side. So it really did. Rewind it back and see, or watch it again and see. It looks like I slung sis head to the side, but no, she was really just being super helpful. And so I was just getting a little bit of the hair that grows on their chin. Now normally that is like, the neck. Like, normally that is like a additional part of the wax because that's not, including the hirsutism area. So for me, the way I charge for this service, the hirsutism area includes along the jawline from ear to ear and down to the neckline. Anything beyond that is a different part of the wax. One, she's out of town. One, she's new. Two, it wasn't really like a lot of hair, so it wasn't something that I mind doing. So I just included it, didn't charge her extra. Now, if you're going to be wondering, I know you're going to be asking, well, why didn't you wax the cheeks? Or the lip? Because the cheeks and the lip were not booked for this particular service. So what she booked was the hirsutism facial wax, which again is from ear to ear along the jawline down to the neckline. Okay, so from ear to ear down the jawline, and as you can see right from here, I actually get a little bit above the jawline, but it's generally along those areas. So anything above that, even sideburns, cheek, lip, all those are separate areas that have to be booked separately. And I used to do an entire face wax, but because some women didn't need certain areas done, that's what made me break it down and make it kind of a la carte. So that's what happened with that. So, and plus, the hirsutism area, like the area from ear to ear, jawline to jawline, those hairs are so coarse, and sometimes it takes me 40, 50, 60 minutes to wax. And of course, that's more work. So it just depends. So hirsutism wax does cost a little bit more because it's more work, okay? And so I'm just kind of rambling on, but I really wanted to show this part. Like, I only did one layer of wax right here, which is why I got stuck a little bit at the tip of the chin. And sometimes the chin will get stuck like that. It is the most toughest part of the facial hair, of course. And so sometimes it will kind of hold on right there. Now, hopefully I didn't over talk and miss the point that I want to show y'all. No, here it is. This is it right here. So what I'm doing is a reverse lay technique, and this, if you're new, is where I apply the wax against the growth and then I go back and move all the wax along with the growth. This is just so that you can get wax underneath the hairs and on top of the hairs. So basically the wax is fully coating the hairs. And so I'm getting these really stubborn left behind hairs. This is a great technique for that. This is what I wanted to show you. Do you see all of those little white hairs are potentially hairs. They are not hairs. They look like hair, but she didn't have no gray or white hair coming out. That is the sheath. That is the sheath, you guys. It was so amazing to see. Most times when we see it, it's already with the hair follicle still attached, it's still attached. But for some reason with her, the hair follicle came out, like the hair fiber came out of the follicle and left the sheath behind. So I had to actually go back and wax the sheath out of the follicles. And so that's, it was so amazing to see. Like, we see it in capacity, but not like that. Like, we see it on the wax strip, but not like this. Like, look at that. That is not hair. That is the little substance that is around the hair. For some reason, they got left behind. And we see it sometimes, like, but just not in that capacity. Like, it was so many. I was like, oh my God. I asked her, do you have white hairs? And I had to think about it. Like, wait a minute. No. Those are not hairs. That is the sheath substance. And so what comprises of a sheath is the oil that your skin naturally produces, the sweat that your skin naturally produces, skin cells, and all of those things that are in the follicle. It's like a covering, like a waxy substance that's protecting the hair follicle. That is what that substance is. And there's some more of it. Like, your girl was just so amazed. Like, I was just, I am so amazed at this. Like, something surprises me every day. And so I'm just so happy to be back at work. Now, again, she did book the Hirsutism facial wax treatment, and she booked the Hirsutism skincare treatment. I'm not going to show the treatment part. We're going to do a part 2. But what I do want to show you right here is the extraction part of the skincare treatment. So these little hairs were hairs that were kind of left behind underneath the skin or in between those skin cells. And it was a lot of them, so I took my time and extracted all of them. Now, this is the end of the Hirsutism skincare treatment, where I follow up the very last steps, which was adding the moisturizer and adding the sunscreen. And so I add those two in a cocktail-like manner, which means I piled them together. I didn't apply one, didn't apply the other. So I applied those, and then I massaged them really, really good into the skin, and just make sure that her skin was really, really hydrated and moisturized. And so this is the end result right here. This is the before. This is what we started with before we even did the wax. This is what I had to work with, and this is her after. Her skin was really smooth. I sent her out with some glycolic and retinol pad samples to try to help work out her pigmentation and her texture. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe for more.